Well, hello all. It's the Milkman on the gridiron once again. Welcome to another episode of Show Us Your TDs. And of course, by my side, as always, is the one and only look-alike Zach Galifianakis. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, Doppelganger. You kind of look like him. It's Goobie in the house. What's up, bro?
I mean, I've gained some weight back then, or from like last year. So yeah, maybe I could be a doppelganger. I'm doing all right though. I mean, I'm up in points this week since the Thursday night game already played. But yeah,
Oh, that was a piece of shit of a game. I got a question. I got two questions for you though, actually, before we get started. One, if you and Zach had to do an IQ test, who would win?
I would obviously,
Hands down.
probably. I
All
mean,
right.
that guy kind of seemed a little smart, but I think in the end he's not that smart.
No, he did a movie on fucking plants. So yeah, no. And secondly, I was listening to a podcast on Monday. It's a hockey podcast,
Ugh.
and I try to like listen to
Dabble
different
in it.
things, dabble here and there, and so actually, there's three co-hosts, and one of them he works at Virgin Radio, and he there was a debate, not a heated debate, but an interesting debate about pets, and narrowing it down to dogs. Now he clean he cleans his dogs, he gives them baths and whatever not. But
Yeah.
he wanted to know, is it considering showering with your pets if you do this? So what he does is he has a stand-up shower. And what he does is he lures them in there, turns on the water and closes it, but he goes in with them. And he goes in with them naked so he doesn't get his clothes wet. Now, the question was, is that considering showering with your pets? First of all, showering with your pets is wrong. I don't care who you are, you shouldn't do it. But I have a question for you. Is that considered showering with your pets? If he's in the water with them butt naked, scrubbing them down.
I wouldn't be butt naked. Why don't you just wear like a fucking bathing suit?
That's what I said. I'm like, okay, first of all, it's weird enough. They might be up there licking your junk and doing all kinds of nasty things that you probably don't want to happen. So why wouldn't you go in with a bathing suit? What's the difference?
Yeah, no, that's a little weird. But at the same time, like, would you consider swimming with your dog in your pool, taking a bath with your dog?
No, because you're not, there's no loofah, there's no bubbles,
There's no
there,
rubber dub dub in
there's
the tub.
there's no rubber dub dub in the tub. No, Mr. Rubber Ducky, you're not the one. No, that isn't there. You're just swimming in the pool with the dogs and you have clothes on, unless you're skinny dipping in there, which is just all kinds of wrong. But I found it to be interesting because he wanted to know. Most of them said you're showering with your dogs, and
Yeah.
he rebutted and said, no, I'm not, because I'm not soaping myself. But there's soap in there as you're cleaning them. So it's just all kinds of weird.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why we don't listen to hockey podcasts.
Yeah, maybe I won't anymore after that.
Anyways, yeah, I'm doing all right. Let's do some fantasy and let's get into it.
All right.
Can't hear it.
No?
No. Oh well. It is what it is.
Oh, enough about that.
Trying to do some music here, folks, but oh well. Anyways, yeah, fantasy. I lost again, 3 in a row. Thank you very much, Derrick Henry. That's about it. No, I'm kidding. 80. I lost 110 to 80. Yeah, I did not have a great game, nor did Matthew Stafford with 20 points. Thank you very much for not putting up 35 or 40 or even 100 because I would need all that. AJ Brown did nothing, which surprised me because I thought they'd be passing the ball like crazy. Justin Jefferson actually put up a decent game with 14 points. Daryl Henderson had one of his mediocre games again, 5.8 points, nothing special. McCaffrey's back
Welcome back.
and only put up 10 points.
Yeah, but he was on yard restriction.
Yeah, he was. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting much out of him, but I was expecting more than anything else I could get. So, yeah, and he did do more than everybody else on my bench. So that was the best part. Mark Andrews, 4.4. Got it right this time. I didn't call him Miles. Brendan McManus, 13 points. We'll get into that a little bit later. And then Dallas defense, 3 points. We will also get into that a little bit later. I lost. I am now 4-5. This sucks. Derrick Henry, I miss you. Melky, how you doing over there?
Well, that makes two of us. I also lost in fine form. I was defeated by the first place team that is not being played by herself. I don't care who you are. I lost 138-96. Talk about an ass whipping. So we're going to do, as seems to be a common trend almost every week, calling out names. I'm going to call out basically everyone on my team. Jamar Chase, were you not in the game? Did you decide to fuck off or something? Because you only got 2.9 points. Maybe it's Burrow's fault. Who knows? Austin Eckler, you're supposed to be the guy that like drives my sleigh. You know, you pull my team together. And
Is your Rudolph?
Lately he has been, and he only mustered 8.5 points. What the hell is that? Chase Claypool, you played a really crappy Bears defense, and you can only get 4.3 points? Come on. LA Rams defense. Man, you guys got thrown around like a rag doll. 5 freaking points. Thanks a lot. Stephon Diggs, I'm regretting keeping you as a keeper. 8.5 points. Come on, you're better than this. And Miles Gaskins, I took a flyer on you. You were playing the lonely Houston Texans, and you actually did the best out of these fucking losers with 9.7 points. I wanted you to get at least 15 because it was supposed to be easy, but you made it difficult for me and my team to win. Y'all stink. You stink.
Yo, feet.
Yo, feet.
Anyways, yeah. So what are you looking like this week, Melk?
I'm playing against the surprise, surprise. I'm not the bottom feeder. He's the bottom feeder. It's Adam's team because he's too cool to make up a name for himself. So we got Digging for Gold versus Adam's team. Spoiler alert, I put in 2 Dolphin players last night and they did absolutely nothing. So the projections have dropped. It's at 103-98 for me still. I'm not holding my breath. I expect him to make some changes. The lineups, we've got Herbert versus Carson Wentz. Again, I expect him to put in Kyler, Stephon Diggs, and Jalen Waddle, who already played, versus Adam Thielen and Tyler Lockett. We've got Austin Eckler and Myles Gaskin versus Melvin Gordon III and Leonard Fournette. Darryl Waller versus George Kittle. This would have been normally a heavyweight battle with the tight ends, but both of these guys have sucked donkey balls this year, so it really means nothing. Adrian Peterson versus Antonio Gibson. Yawn. I think the best matchup are the kickers with Chris Boswell from Pittsburgh versus Ryan Suckup from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a heavyweight matchup right there. I'm looking forward to that. Then we got the Rams defense against the New Orleans defense. And yeah, that's what I'm fronting this week. How do you like my chances?
I don't like your chances. You start 2 Miami players.
Dude, I had no choice. Claypool's out. Collins, we don't know if what's the running back's name from Seattle that's injured right now?
Oh, Chris Carson?
Yeah, Carson. We don't know if he's coming back or not. Booker's on bye. Jamar's on bye. I don't trust McNichols at all. I'm not touching him with a 40-foot pole. Sanders is still on IR. Like, I had no choice.
Yeah,
No
you're
choice.
gonna lose to Adam twice, and it's gonna feel really
I don't
bad.
think so. I don't think so. Adam's due for another loss because he decided to keep Kenyon Drake as a keeper. That was stupid.
He doesn't even have him anymore.
No, he dropped him anyway. So what the hell's the point? And he owes me $50. Better pay up, motherfucker. But yeah, I think I gotta pull one out of my ass. my projections said I'd get 4 wins this season. I have 3, so I just need 1 more. So let's go.
I was gonna say the projections for me said I was gonna go undefeated.
Yeah, but we knew that wasn't happening.
That was fucking injuries that I've had.
How are you looking this week?
Not too shabby. I'm gonna skip the quarterbacks because that's the biggest one, so I'll save the best for last. I got AJ Brown versus what was it? Maurice Jones? No, not Maurice.
Maurice Jones Jr. He's been the
Marvin
league
Jones Jr. Then I got Justin Jefferson versus Mike Evans, so that's gonna be a big wide receiver matchup. I think I got that. AJ Brown's playing New Orleans. Jefferson's playing the Chargers, so it could be a good night for them. Daryl Henderson versus James Conner. James Conner's been on a tear. So
best running back in the league right now, or at least top 3.
Well, yeah, because Henry's injured. But yeah, no, Conner's been on a tear. They're playing Carolina. I know their defense is supposed to be good, but they haven't been playing very well lately. So I give it up to James Conner over Daryl Henderson. Christian McCaffrey, you're back to full. I'm looking at 17 points predicted, so I'm gonna say it's all hands on deck for him. He's facing Naheem Hines, so we gotta give it to McCaffrey. Mark Andrews already played. He got 12.3 points, so I'm happy with that. I can't complain with that.
Walking on sunshine with that.
Yeah, Zach Ertz is playing. And then I got Hunter Renfrow, who I should have started last week, but I didn't, versus Josh Jacobs. I'm going to give it to Renfrow, man. I think that offense is going to be is going to start going lights out, I hope. Derek Carr's going to throw some good passes, I think, this week.
I think it depends who stays on the field because everyone seems to be getting in trouble or sent to jail.
Yeah, but they're playing Kansas City, right? So their defense isn't very good. So I'm hoping for a nice passing game. I got McManus as my kicker versus Butker, and Dallas defense versus Tampa Bay. And for the QB matchup, we got 2 candidates for the MVP this year going head to head: Matthew Stafford and Josh Allen.
I think Josh Allen's kind of sliding a bit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's in the running right now.
Yeah, but yeah, Josh Allen's playing the Jets. Matthew Stafford's playing San Francisco. I give it up to Josh Allen on this one, especially against the Jets. But
I don't know. Did you hear the comments about what White said? He'd be a number 1 pick if he was in the draft.
Yeah, I saw that. I ignored it right away. I'm predicted 116 to 109. Live projections, because Mark Andrews has played, is 118 to 109. How do you think I'm doing this week?
Did you beat her last time?
Did I play her last time?
Yeah, it's all reset it to your first opponent.
I gotta go.
Did you win your first game?
I did not win. No, I don't think I won my first game.
Okay, so this is redemption for you. Her team is missing.
Oh, I did win. 118, 113.
Oh, you did win? Okay, well, then look for number 2 on your part. I think she.
All right. So, yeah. No, I think I got this one. I think I got this one in the bag.
I think all wins are important right now, as I think there's only 3 regular season games left in our league, and then it's playoffs. So basically, I'm on my last. If I'm a cat, I'm on my last life. I need to win because if I win and Mike and Alan lose, then it helps me. But right now, I'm gasping for air.
You do realize it's week 11, right? And Cat's only got 9 lives, so
it's week 10.
Oh, week 10. Cat's only got 9 lives. You're done. You're dead. You're already
done. Special cat, all right. But yeah, no, it should be an interesting week. This has been a weird season with injuries and COVID and liars. So we'll see what happens. Roll the dice and let's go.
Weird season. Did you see the freaking scores of last week? They were all over the place.
Oh, it was ugly. Last week is probably the ugliest brand of football I've ever seen, which brings us into week 9 highlight. Dun, 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 dun.
Uh,
We're going to start with a very touchy subject on Goobie and I's part. The Denver Broncos lasso the Cowboys at home, 30-16. And yeah, Denver basically curb stomped Dallas in a one-sided affair. Goobie and I had a lot. Well, actually, I had a lot at stake, and I lost it all to that Bronco loving butthole, Kevin.
Choice words.
Yeah. Nah, I love you, Kevin, but god damn it. Dak's stats were horrendous. He had 232 passing yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. And may I remind you, a lot of those stats were in garbage time, so I don't even consider it. It was 30-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Teddy Tapwater had 249 passing yards, a TD, went 19 for 28 because he played it safe because he sucks balls anyways. Zeke got hurt. Jamal Williams had 111 rushing yards. Tim Patrick had 85 rushing or passing yards with 1 TD. So Goobie, I gotta ask you, were the Dallas Cowboys exposed?
I don't know if they were exposed or they just like had a really bad day. Like I feel like the whole team just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and said, "No what? Fuck this game. Let's just tank it. Not like play. Let's just not play well and just get some rest." Like I don't know. I that's inexcusable. Like you're supposed to be one of the top teams in the league, top 5 at least. I mean, going into the Denver game, NFL Network put you as rank 1, or no, yeah, no, rank 2, rank 2. They were in the power rankings. They went to rank 2. I'm like, come on, like you guys are supposed to be the second best team in the league, technically, according to the NFL Network.
Well, they were pretty high up there. They were pretty up there in the last couple of weeks, especially with that huge win in Minnesota with Cooper Rush, which I was advocating. We need a rush attack. Get this man in, but to no prevail.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it was a full moon last week because some of those scores. I was talking to people at work during the week this week. Anybody who bet on football last week lost all their money.
Absolutely.
Not one person in the world won anything on football last week. I guarantee it. No chance in hell.
Okay, Mr. McMahon.
There's no chance. No chance in hell. Okay.
Yeah. So, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It was a wild weekend in football.
Yeah. So that's just that, and I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's shameful, and yeah. So we're gonna go into the Titans versus the Rams. Titans take out the Rams 26-16, and at this point I'm like, what is going on in the NFL? Because I did not see that coming. I thought the Rams were going to destroy Tennessee, especially with Henry out. And I mean, they did well. Ryan Tannehill didn't do so well. 19 for 27, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They spread the love for rushing. I mean, Dante Foreman had 5 carries, 29 yards. McNichols had 7 for 24 yards. Adrian Peterson got a touchdown. He carried 10 for 21. He out-touched McNichols. Brian Tannehill actually ran one in, so good for you with a 3-yard run. AJ Brown, man, 5 reception, 42 yards. Julio, 4 for 35. Geoff Swam, 4 for 29. Like they were spreading that ball all over the place. So good for them. I mean, the Rams stats, Stafford, man, He was gunslinging the whole game. 31 for 48. That's a lot. That's 50 attempts pretty much. Like, you guys can't do that. 294 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, which killed me. Daryl Henderson, 11 for 55. Woods and Cup both combined for almost 200 yards. So, yeah, I don't know what was going on. 28-16, Melky. Are the Titans the real deal now, even with freaking Henry out?
They're a contender. I mean, you still have talent on that team. I guess now it's a running back by committee. Obviously, if you have Henry, it's a different story. You're a Super Bowl contender, but they're still contenders. I think in the AFC, it changes every week. 1 minute it's Baltimore, 1 minute it's Buffalo, 1 minute it's Cincinnati, 1 minute it's LA. Right now it's the Titans. I'd be a little more worried about the Rams than the Titans. I think it was a really bad game by Stafford, especially that interception. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that little. Yeah, I read a thing online. It was like you trade Jared Goff to get Jared Goff throws.
Absolutely. And you know what's crazy though? Tennessee's defense is actually coming to life. If you look at the last couple of games, they're stepping up. They're stepping up to the plate. They're a scary team. For some reason, I don't trust Ryan Tannehill. As great as he's been in Tennessee, I don't trust him, especially not having the running attack of Derrick Henry. You know, like when you don't have the king, all the rest of the peasants and servants and jackals, they mean nothing. Like your kingdom is falling apart. So it's nice right now. It's being held together, but I can't see them doing anything else. They'll win their division. Their division is a crapshoot with a bunch of pedestrian teams. But other than that, numbers wise, they're the best team in the AFC right now, but it's going to change.
All right, I got one more question for you.
What's up?
If that guy behind you goes to Tennessee next year, what do you think? Him, AJ Brown, Julio, Derrick Henry. I think that's an offense.
That's a Super Bowl team, but he's not going there.
Oh, we know he's not going there, but I mean, like, with that kind of mud, I don't know.
I mean, I think he looks better here than he does normally, so I think this is an improvement.
You don't like that John Wick haircut?
No, he looks like a homeless man who hasn't showered in 10, 15 years.
Anyways.
But yeah, speaking of him, Aaron is who we were referring to. Aaron Rodgers. The Green Bay Packerless Aaron Rodgers had Jordan Love start his first game as they faced off against the Chiefs. The Chiefs won 13-7. This was a horrible game. You would have thought that the Chiefs would have taken advantage of it. They didn't. So obviously, if you have not been following, Rodgers missed the game due to contracting COVID. He also lied to the media and the public about his vaccination status. And he used the word immunized to deceive everyone. So he wasn't playing. So he's missing 10 days minimum. Jordan Love's stats, he had 190 passing yards, a TD, an INT. He went 19 for 34 completion attempts. My homeboy, he went 166 passing yards, a passing TD. Actually did not throw the ball away, which was shocking. Went 20 for 37 completion attempts. So Rodgers was fined 14 grand. Lazard was fined 14 grand. And the Packers were fined 300 grand. Goobie, did Rodgers get the last laugh?
I mean, kinda, but at the same time, yeah, actually, no, what he did. He got the last laugh, and I don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, you lied, and you're a piece of shit for it, but like, the NFL is just taking it way too lightly. And I'm talking mainly about these stupid fines that they're giving out. Rodgers got fined $14,650 for violation of the coronavirus rules. Yep. CeeDee Lamb got fined $20,000 for an untucked jersey.
Oh, it's complete horseshit. But yeah, go on.
Like, are you? What are we in private school? Like, fuck off. Like, that's complete BS. And Rodgers should be fined way more than that. I don't think he should, like, I wouldn't say he shouldn't play the rest of the season, but until he gets his shots, I don't think he should play at all.
Well, there's no rule against that because obviously Cole Beasley, your favorite player in the world, um, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, they've all stated they're not vaccinated, so they're all allowed to play. You just have to follow a different type of protocols opposed to being vaccinated.
No, I'm talking about him lying, though. If he's lying about it, I don't think he should play.
Okay, the problem is the NFL knew. So that's why the fine is so like there's always conspiracy
Theories.
Sorry guys, conspiracy theories to everything, right? And they knew. You can't tell me the NFL did not know. But they're not going to penalize one of their best players and one of their box office draws because of this whole situation. I mean, should he have handled it differently? Yeah. You don't, when someone asks you, are you vaccinated? You don't say yes and then use immunize.
Yeah.
Because you've already said yes. So the immunized part means nothing now. If you had just said, you know what, guys, I don't want to go into details about it, you would have just gotten the backlash there from maybe not sharing, because I believe you don't need to share your health background to anyone.
Yeah.
But he lied. He deceitfully lied, and he knew what he was doing. The Packers knew what he was doing. Everybody, they're all in on it. So that's why it's a $14,000 chump change fine that he received, and that's why he probably made that face when he found out that that was the fine. So it's all about favorites. It's Aaron got away with it, and he was smug about it. And guess what, Aaron? You're not winning a Super Bowl ever because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm pro-choice. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you can get it, you don't get it. I don't really care. It's up to you. And it's your body. You do what you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
But to lie about shit just so you can play and not have to follow other rules, not my league.
Nah, well said.
So, anyways, someone who's not in the league of someone else, the Bills are not in the league of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, better team, obviously, right? Because they're 2-6, Bills 5-3 now. Jags beat the Bills 9-6 in a very uneventful game. Josh Allen, 31 for 47, 264 yards, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. That's a big loss right there. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence put up 15 for 26, 118 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. It was just a kicking match between the kickers. Like, this is the most ridiculous game I've ever seen. I didn't actually watch it, but I watched the highlights, and I kind of did some like YouTube videos to see like what the hell just went on. I'm at a loss for words. Like, Melky, go for it.
There were 5 field goals total.
Yeah.
5. 3 for Jacksonville, 2 for Buffalo.
It's a soccer match.
Yeah, this was the saddest game I've ever watched. Actually, I didn't watch all of it, but because it was that boring, it was that unappealing. This is the saddest game of the season. You look at you just stated Allen's numbers. Trevor Lawrence didn't do any better. He had 118 passing yards, went 15 for 26.
Yeah.
Like, this is arguably the worst game this season.
Allen spread the ball out. Diggs with 85, Sanders with 65, Singletary with 43, Beasley had 33, Zach Moss had 18. Like, they're spreading the ball. It's a defensive showdown, and who can be the best kicker? And Jacksonville won on that.
Yeah, clearly in a piece of shit game that made the CFL actually look like a real league. Barf.
I think Jacksonville won because they're not good enough to make it to the end zone in all their games, so they just have to rely on their kicker. And so I just think that they had a better kicker for that reason and said, we can win with field goals. So,
Yep. But here's an important question. What's going on with Buffalo?
honestly, man, I don't even know. Like I had them as my Super Bowl winners at the start of the season, and then I changed it 3 weeks in because the Rams were just destroying everybody.
And buying basically the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and buying the Super Bowl. But now I'm just like, Bills, I don't see you making the Super Bowl anymore.
I wouldn't go that far. There's way too much talent on that team to dismiss them yet. But it was basically after their second win, their win against the Rams, and they didn't look that great against Miami. They just been teetering and slowly declining. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're unmotivated. I don't know if it's cockiness. I don't know if there's a book now on Josh Allen and he's being figured out. Maybe it's a combination of all of it, but they need to get their shit together. You're the best team in your division. I would still say you're arguably top 3 powerhouse in the AFC. You have everything at your disposal. Get it together, especially my boy Diggs. You're fucking me over in fantasy. So there's more motivation behind this speech than just the Buffalo Bills. Come on, like, if you got to put someone through a table to motivate yourself, do it. I don't care, but get on track. And yes, you're playing the Jets in New York. I believe it's in New Jersey. The Jets are home, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here, make a point, make an example out of these mofos, and just kick their ass.
If they lose to the Jets, are we just counting the Bills out?
I think we're laughing at them very hard for one. And then, yeah, it might be a different discussion. Like you might be the middle tier now instead of the top.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Jags 9-6 over the Bills. So it makes no sense. But you know what? Speaking of the Jags, we're gonna do some midterm rookie grading for the QBs of the NFL. And I'm gonna go first with Trevor Lawrence. I'm gonna give him a C plus. He's got 176 completions for 1,821 yards, 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and that's why you get a C plus, is because you have more interceptions than you do touchdowns. You play for the Jags. You're 2-6 or whatever it is. I mean, you're not on a good team, so I'm not gonna harp on you too bad. That's why I didn't give you a D or an F.
That's not his fault. That's not his team shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not your fault, but it is your fault that you have more INTs than touchdowns. Melky, what is your grade for Mr. Trevor Lawrence?
I'm also going to give him a C plus. Rookie quarterback plus rookie head coach minus no real offensive talent equals poop. Yeah, that is the recipe of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lawrence, you're a rookie on a bad team. So you're working with the best you have. So that's why you get a C plus. If you had more talent and your numbers were the same, I'd probably go even lower. But yeah, C plus is fitting.
All right. Who's next on the docket?
Next on the docket is those lovable Jets and the number 2 pick of last year's draft, or I guess this year, going into whatever you want to define it as, Zack Wilson. Now, Mr. Wilson, I ain't talking about Dennis the Menace's neighbor. You're gonna get a D minus. You suck. Okay, your stats this season: 1,168 passing yards, 4 passing TDs, 22 rushing yards, a 2-point conversion, and 9 interceptions, 9 INTs, bro. The Jets are cursed. And you probably should have waited another year to stay in school because you look like you're 16. They are crap. You are crap. I guess it's a marriage made in heaven because there's a lot of poop going around here. You get a D minus. Goobie, what are you giving Wilson?
I gave him an F. He failed this class. He failed to show up to the NFL.
Well, I mean, he's been out for what, 2 weeks now?
I'm surprised this dude makes millions of dollars. Like, I could probably play better than him, and I'm fat.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. You got 4 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Like, that ratio doesn't add up. Your yardage is crap. I know you got injured, blah, blah, blah. But there's no excuse. I mean, again, I guess you can make the excuse you play for the Jets. They're like the Jaguars of the NFL, laughing stock. So yeah, F. I'm gonna give him F. If I could go lower, F minus. It's just it's terrible. You failed. You failed this class. You should not be in the NFL. I don't even think you should be in the CFL.
He could play in the CFL. A sidebar: who's the worst franchise, Jacksonville or New York? New York Jets. Sorry, be specific.
The Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and that's according to The Simpsons, but no.
The Jets. The Jets are the worst. Because when Jaguars had Maurice Jones-Drew running that fucking backfield, that was a beautiful sight to see. So
Mark Brunell. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with another F in my books. The last name starts with an F. It's Justin Fields. 111 completions for 1,282 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 8 INTs. Is this like a thing? Like, are you rookie quarterbacks trying to figure out who can get the better touch or interception to touchdown ratio? Like, is this?
They've obviously been reading the Jameis Winston playbook.
Yeah, like. Are we like? Did you all, when you stood around, did that like top 5 quarterback photo for the rookies after the draft, and they all go, "Hey, you guys want to make like a sidebar bet to see who can throw more INTs than touchdowns?" Because that's what's happening. And at the moment, the ratio, Justin Fields is winning this one. Actually, sorry, no, Zack Wilson's winning this one.
Zack Wilson is.
Yeah, by one INT. So yeah, I'm gonna give him an F too. Complete and utter shambles. Melky, what do you got?
You're a harsh grader. That's what I got to say to that. He does not deserve an F.
He plays for the Bears.
That's not his fault. I'm going to tell you why. He gets a C in my class, and I'm going to tell you why. He was thrown into the Chicago Fire unexpectedly because Mr. Wild Ginger over there got hurt. So he was thrown to the Wolves. He also plays for a coach and he has a GM. They're complete goofballs. They don't know what they're doing. The offense is horse shit. There's nothing there. He's doing all the work. They don't use Allen Robinson. Montgomery's hurt. I mean, yeah, they got a couple other nice running backs, but he's doing everything himself. So if you look at his progress too, yeah, at first he looked like a deer in the headlights, had no idea what he was doing, taking hits, throwing the ball away, just utterly stupidity on the field. But that Monday night game showed me something. And they could have been blown out by Pittsburgh, but they stayed in the game. They fought, they clawed. And he's been like that the last couple. So he gets a C in my book. I think he's progressed nicely. And I think once Nagy's gone and the GM's gone, he's going to flourish a lot better in Chicago.
All right. Well, I think he'll do well eventually. But, yeah, these INT to touchdown ratios is just not good.
Yeah, well, when you have no one to throw it to, you may as well just give it back to the other team.
All right, who's next?
Just saying. Well, all right. So, I mean, I was hoping we were going to go in the draft order, but you jumped the gun a little bit. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to go with the number 3 pick that was San Francisco traded up for. He's apparently their future. Trey Lance. And you know what? Small sample size. But I do like what I've seen. That offense needs to get a lot better. I'm going to give you a C minus. Now, you've only played about 3 or 4 games. I think it's only 3 games.
3
4
games,
games,
yeah.
sorry.
4?
Well, 4. Yeah, he came in a game. If you want to go 3.5, whatever.
3.5.
So passing yards are at 354. He's got 3 passing TDs. He's got 133 rushing yards. That's pretty good. 1 rushing TD, a 2-point conversion, and 1 INT. So again, like I said, it's a very small sample size. I think once they get rid of porn star Jimmy and give him the helm, it'll be a lot better. Shanahan's going to make sure he thrives in that system. I know that system is built for him. So I think he'll only get better. But I've liked what I've seen from him. He's got a lot of poise, so he gets a C minus. What do you think?
Call me a harsh grader. I'm giving him a B minus.
Whoa!
Because I like him. I like his poise, and I like his composure, and I think he's looking good. Obviously, he did not get the memo from Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Zack Wilson that we need to throw more INTs and touchdowns. So yeah, no, he's looking good. I think San Francisco is going to be in good hands in the future. Get him some weapons, and to the moon you go.
How can you give someone such a high grade when they've only been to class 4 times?
Because you know what? People are smart, and that's why we don't go to class, because school sucks. Stay in school, kids, okay?
Yeah. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. Don't listen to Goobie. You kids, if you're listening, stay in school. Don't be a fool.
I remember a very long time ago when I was in high school, I skipped class on the hottest day of the summer, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I skipped class and I went through Millcroft, and I hit every single sprinkler and pool I could before getting home. I got home soaking wet.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy ended up at McDonald's, and my mom was in the drive-thru.
Oh shit.
And she looked at me and she looked at my buddy and she goes, "You guys good?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's really hot out." And then she gave us a ride back to my buddy's house.
Did she buy you a video game too after?
No, that was when I got suspended, and she bought me Madden.
And then he called me. He's like, "Guess what I got?" And
I got Madden. Was it Madden 06 or something like that?
Something like that, man. Good old days.
All right. To the best one in this rookie class, I think.
Save the best for last.
With an A minus, Mac Jones. 204 completions for 2,135 yards, 10 touchdowns, 7 INTs. Mac Jones did not get the memo from everybody else. Him and Trey Lance said, "You know what? Let's make our own pack, and let's throw some touchdowns instead of some INTs, and let's give our teams a good shot at winning." And that's what this guy is doing. He's giving this team life. I think he's got obviously one of the best coaches in the world, if not the best coach ever to coach a team, in Bill Belichick. And yeah, sky's the limit for him. Is he the next Tom Brady?
He's an aberration of Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He looks actually better than Tom Brady in his rookie year.
Yeah. So I'm giving him an A minus. Melky.
Oh man, we must share the same freaking brain, because Mac Jones, aka Mac and Cheese, I'm giving you an A minus as well. Basically for every reason Goobie alluded to. Plus, you are in the hardest system in the NFL with Bill Belichick, and you're thriving under him. You're understanding the game. Your confidence is growing every week. You look like the real deal, even though your physical appearance says otherwise. But yeah, no, you've been very impressive. So I give you an A minus. And for the record, you know why he didn't read that memo? Because Bill Belichick, as soon as he saw it emailed, he took his phone and smashed it and said, "No, we don't do things that way. It's not the Patriot way."
Yeah, we deflate balls. We don't throw INTs. We deflate the balls.
We deflate them. That's right. And that's why he's succeeding in New England.
All right.
Well, let's dial it back here a bit. let's talk about not succeeding. So, as you know, Goobie and I are huge Cowboys fans. If you don't know, now you know. We live and die by the Cowboys. We are blue and silver all day, every day. That's why we're friends practically. Well, some other shit too, but yeah, that's one of the main reasons. And as you know, we've had Kevin as a guest on this pod a couple of times, and he's a Denver Broncos fan. We had our side wager. If you listened to last week's episode, the whole enchilada. I've been beating him down this whole season. Broncos stink. Teddy Tapwater's garbage. No weapons. You know, you're a lost cause. You're the little D of the NFL. Sadly, so we had the big matchup this past weekend, and our team didn't show up. So the Broncos won. Kevin won the bet, and Goobie, like you to play. If you pull up your phone,
All right.
Play the first message that I sent you, and that's from Kevin, and his words about his victory with the Broncos dismantling the Cowboys. Go for it.
All right. Let's play the first one. If it plays. Hold on. That's why. Let's just not play the first one.
No, the other one's a bot. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry, little technical difficulty. I just gotta let it play because it doesn't want to rewind. And but yeah, no, we did lose terribly, and I'm really sad, and I really don't even want to hear this because I haven't even heard it yet. But I'm not. I'll play it for you guys in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's basically Goobie and I having a slice of humble pie.
Yeah.
As
all
we
right.
were cocky. Well, here's what he has to say.
And the Denver Broncos destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. I didn't expect it, but I'll take it. Dallas Cowboys are just overrated, overhyped. Your team sucks. Goobie, your team sucks. You ain't doing shit this year or next year or ever in the foreseeable future. The only real question is, if you know who the real D is in the NFL, what jersey is Mo wearing? Peyton Manning or Von Miller?
You know who takes the D? That's the Denver Bronco fans.
Oh, absolutely. You know they're takers, not givers. But yeah. Okay, so fair enough. I will suck it up. Kevin's coming down in December. I will wear it's been decided it's Peyton Manning. I will wear it. My pride is shriveled at the moment when it comes to like a frightened turtle, basically, when it comes to that. But guess what? We're not overrated because we wouldn't be 6-2. We will do something. I mean, we're not going to win the Super Bowl, but we will make the playoffs. I mean, to do something, you have to be in the playoffs. The last time I checked.
Yep.
But boys, this is for you. You're not going to win anything if you can only muster 14 first downs. You're not going to do anything if your third down efficiency is 5 of 13. You're not going to do anything when you only rush 78 yards. You're not going to do anything when you only throw it 212 yards, especially in garbage time. When your total yards are 290, you're not going to do anything. When you throw the ball away, you're definitely not doing anything. When you fumble twice, you're not doing anything. And last but not least, when you only have time of possession at 18 minutes and 48 seconds of a full football game, you're not doing anything. It's a recipe for disaster. So you know what, Kevin? Kudos to your Broncos. You finally beat a good team. You finally did something right. And guess what? People are talking about you because you played us. Otherwise, no one would give a flying fuck. So congratulations, but you're still the small D of the NFL.
And when you come down, please bring those grapes because I really want to try them. just throwing that out there. I don't know why you eat sour grapes, but when you fly back down here, bring them along. I'll try them.
Well said. Moving on.
All right. Everybody's favorite segment, Boomer Bust time. And I got some special ones on my Boomer Bust, and most of it's gonna be zero stats because I can't really talk about their stats because they're garbage. So My first one is Cam Newton. That's right, folks. Cam Newton is back with his old team in Carolina. And I'm going to say, in my books, Cam Newton is a bust. You know what? Though McCaffrey's back, I don't see Cam putting up great numbers. Cam hasn't played since week 3, and he's not what he used to be. He's not in that MVP form. He's not slinging the ball. He's barely running the ball anymore. I don't see this guy giving this team a spark of hope. I don't even think he's going to be the starter once Darnold comes back from injury, or if Darnold comes back from injury. Like I don't even understand this whole trade or pickup. I guess he was free agent, right? It makes no sense to me. Like it doesn't. The only thing you can hope for is if you have Christian McCaffrey on your team, because those two played very well together. Cam Newton is a great runner, and he will give McCaffrey options to be able to get out in space because Cam has those legs and defense has to worry about it. So let's hope for more dump offs to McCaffrey. But Cam Newton, you are a bust in my books. Melky, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. He's a bust, but it's not because I don't think he's like horrible. I just think there's not enough goofy hats and there's not enough dabbing in the world that can resurrect your career, especially coming in this late in the season where you have to, and yeah, maybe the system is still the same when you were there the first go around, but you still got to learn some new stuff. McCaffrey's the sheriff now, not you. So you got to basically tailor your game around him. And yeah, maybe it'll be easier, but this was just a move to put people in the seats and just have the people of Carolina talk, because Sam Darnold was hot trash. Robbie Anderson was screaming at him last game. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did.
Followed him and screamed in his face. So I think that was the reason why it was made. They're paying way too much money to 3 quarterbacks who are all subpar. So good luck, Carolina. But yeah. I don't think it's going to work out.
No. Melky, who's on your boomer bust this week?
Well, I didn't anticipate us doing this pod this late. So the one player has already played already.
Yes, sir.
That's one, Devontae Freeman. Spoiler alert, I had him as a boom, but he really wasn't. He only had like 5 points or 6 points or whatever. But my points were going to be, since he was anointed the number 1 option, he's produced, his production has increased each game. And just look for the trend to continue. Obviously, I didn't, as the Dolphins stomped and played the best defense I've seen them play since last season. So
yeah,
it goes to the Dolphins. But yeah, I said he was going to be a bust, but I said he was going to be a boom, but he was a bust this week. So if you picked him up, sorry about your luck.
Yeah, at least you can't blame us for picking him up, because he's already played.
He's already played.
Not our fault.
No,
all right.
That's a you problem.
Yeah, that is definitely a you problem if you picked him up. And this is also a you problem if you picked him up, Devin.
Tim.
Either or, one of you two, whoever did it at 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyways.
No, it was 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning, sorry. Odell Beckham Jr. What can I say about Odell as he's getting passed around like a hot potato? Now with the LA Rams and Matthew Stafford throwing to him, Odell is going to be a bust. Yeah, that's right. He's a bust. Look at his numbers. He's not putting up anything great. I think he has just shy of 300 yards receiving all year. You know what? Stafford already has a 1 and 2 in Kupp and Woods. And with Van Jefferson coming out as arguably the best wide receiver 3 on any team, if you can name me a third best wide receiver,
Michael Gallup might have something to say about it.
Yeah, but Michael Gallup hasn't played in a while.
No, but I'd still take Michael Gallup over him. And not being a biased fan, I'm just saying.
I'm saying because he's injured, there's not much you can do. And that's why I said arguably also. Because this dude, Van Jefferson's been putting up points and
He's
numbers.
been good. He's been great.
I would pick him up as a flex player in any league, by the way. I just don't see
What do you-
Odell. Why? Because I'm good. I got flex. I'm good. I just don't see where Odell fits in this offense. I don't know if it's just him chasing a ring, just like somebody else from the Denver Broncos, Mr. Von Miller.
Yeah, he was traded there.
No, he's chasing. He was chasing a ring. He's probably like, yo, I want another one. Can you help me? So,
rather win it there than in Denver. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, he won't win another one in Denver for a very long time. But yeah, I don't see where he fits in this offense. Like, this trade made no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, I know Odell wanted out, but yeah, Melky, what do you got?
It's getting sticky icky on this podcast with all the busting. I'm gonna agree with you. He's a giant bust. I'm glad you said ring chasing because that was my main point. I said ring chasing is fine, but does it really showcase your talent? OBJ had a chance to reestablish himself by going somewhere where it mattered. And not saying LA doesn't matter, but you've gone to a team where it's almost the same situation in Cleveland, but you have a good quarterback. You have a great quarterback. So yeah, that's fine. But how are you want to make more money. So how are you going to show off your talents when there's too many mouths to feed in La La Land? So for that reason, he's a bust in my book too.
Yeah. No, like what Odell, I think, tweeted or said something to Von Miller and says, let's chase this ring. Yeah, you're chasing, buddy. You're chasing.
Yeah. Apparently Ramsey FaceTimed him before he made his decision too. Like I get it, man. You want to go to the best opportunity you have. And yeah, that team, good luck guarding and covering everyone, but it doesn't guarantee you everything. Le'Veon Bell went to KC and they didn't win.
Yeah.
So you never know. I mean, I think more so he just wanted to be in LA. Who wouldn't want to be in LA? Would you rather freeze your butt off in the tundra, or would you rather be walking around in shorts close to December?
I think he would have been better in Miami.
Why would he go to Miami when there's Tua and Brissett there?
Yeah, but no, I'm saying he would have gotten better in Miami because we all know that Tua ain't going to be the starter next year.
Yeah, and then he can worry about that next year. He only signed for the rest of this season.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. If I was a professional athlete, I wouldn't be chasing rings. I would do it the Buck way and actually win properly.
Nah, I chase rings, especially if I was getting gray in the hair and old in the tooth.
You wouldn't do it the Giannis way?
Nah, because not everyone's a freak.
All right. Enough basketball talk. Let's save that for your podcast with Ba.
As we always miss. Last but not least, going Jordan Howard of the Philadelphia Eagles, running back. He's been a nice surprise. I'm going to go with a boom. Howard is now the Eagles' de facto lead back after seeing 17 carries to Boston Scott's 10 carries in Week 9. He's rushed for 128 yards and 3 TDs over 2 games. He's making a case to be the lead back going forward. Goobie, I know you hate the Eagles just as much as I do, but what do you think about Jordan Howard?
I like him. He's doing well. I don't think that he's a 1 or 2. He could be a flex, but yeah, he's doing well for the team he's on. He's the starter until
Sanders gets back.
Yeah,
but,
I was trying to remember the name until Sanders gets back. I'm pretty.
But if he looks this good, Sanders might have competition.
I think it'll be a committee after that. Then I don't think they'll get rid of Sanders. Sanders has done very well in the for them, so I don't know. It'll be hard to say, but for now, if he's the number 1 for right now, obviously because Sanders injury, I definitely say he is a boom in my books for flex. Not a 2 or a 1, but for a
Okay. All right. So we agreed this whole week. Well, I don't know what you said about Freeman before the game, but yeah, it looks like we agreed this week and we made quite the mess.
Yeah, no, Freeman would have been a bust in my book.
Okay, so yeah, lots of ooey gooey stuff. Moving on. All right, so it's time to end it with everyone's favorite segment, Boz Creation. Let's go Toonie Bets.
All right.
And I'm gonna get back on track. I've lost a couple times this week because I put my faith in the Bengals. I thought that was a gimme. And I put my faith in the Cowboys. I definitely thought that was a gimme. And it kicked me right in the sack. So let's just start going with sure things again. The Milky Way. I'm going Steelers over Lions. Look for black and yellow to make the Pussycats permanently black and blue. Lions are hot garbage. So this week, Steelers over Lions. Who do you got?
I will laugh so hard if the Lions win.
That'll be their first win.
I'm going with a nice one. I know KC's probably due for a win, but I'm not gonna give it to them this week. I'm picking the Raiders.
KC's won two in a row.
Oh no, did they? I thought they lost last week.
No, they beat Green Bay and they beat the Giants the week before.
That's right. We just talked about that. Sorry, little fuzzy up here in the head. No, I'm gonna pick the Raiders over the KC. I think, like I said before earlier in the podcast, I think that Derek Carr is gonna be passing like crazy, and that defense in KC, I don't think is gonna step up to the plate against the Raiders. So that's my take on that.
Who's the home team?
I think KC.
That should be interesting. That division is it's becoming a free for all, and not including the Denver Broncos because let's face it, they're the worst team in that division. But anywhere from the Chargers, Raiders, and Chiefs can win that. So that's a very important game. I like what you're thinking there.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I got Buzz take for Toonie Bets. So let's listen to him, and hopefully I don't have to hear anything about the Broncos. But here we go.
Hey boys, Bob here for another Toonie Bets. Just quickly, I want to ask you guys if you caught that amazing Denver Bronco game. I forget who they were playing, but it was complete domination. Incredible game to watch. Anyways, moving on. My bet for the week, I'm doing the Minnesota Vikings versus the LA Chargers, and I'm going to go with the spread. I have the Chargers winning this. They're going to continue that win streak to 2 games. Ooh, it's in California, and even though you have 2 of the absolute worst rush defenses, I actually think it's going to be a good passing game for Herbert, and that's why they're going to win. I can't wait to hear yours. Peace, boys.
Man, I should just throw my phone out now. Listen.
Oh, you got a
Bronco
fish
talk.
You got a fish tank there. Drop.
All right, I like that pick. I think the Chargers definitely can win that one easily, and I think Herbert will have a great game, like he said.
I hope it's a all-out shootout because you got 2 really high octane offenses. Let's have a repeat of the Browns game. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And so that concludes Show Us Our TDs for this week. I'm hoping to get a W. I think Melky's hoping to get a W.
I'm praying W. I ain't hoping.
So yeah, I got nothing on the agenda. I'm gonna probably go play some video games after this and chill out. Melky, what do you got going on?
Nerd alert. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be real for a little bit. I know I always joke around, and for those who really know me, set the Melky character aside for a sec. My name is Mo. For those who know me deeply, like Goobie's known me for a very long time. I lost a friend a couple of days ago to an untimely death, and it's just a time of reflection on that. He was a gentle soul. He was the nicest of nice. I wish you had met him, Goobie. You guys would have hit it off. He just loved life. He loved people. He loved laughing. He was just a great guy, and it's just very sad that he's gone. And the world is a little darker today because he's not here. And my point is that you should cherish everything you have because you never know when it's going to be taken away. Life is hard, but that's the best part about it. Dying is easy because you're gone, you're dead, you're lifeless. So, people listening here, listening wherever you are right now, just cherish what you have because you just never know when it'll be taken away from you.
Yeah, well said, man. And hopefully, things get better for you and his family. I know it's going to be very hard, but you know what? It's a tragedy. Tragedy.
Yeah, gone too soon. So rest in peace, Warren Cuffey. You'll be truly missed. And this pod is dedicated to you.